Hey there. I just want to let you know that you're amazing. And whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're going through, your present circumstance is not your permanent circumstance. Things are going to get better. It's hard when you're dealing with a messy season to actually find joy in that space. You're fighting constantly to get yourself out of a situation, whatever it is, personally, professionally, financially, spiritually. And those feelings can really drop you down to your knees. And here's the thing, that season that you're dealing with is temporary, even though it's hard to believe when you're going through the thick of things. I was thinking about the scripture the other day, 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, and it mentioned 3 things. Always rejoice, pray constantly, and give thanks for everything. Sometimes in our hard seasons, it's hard to do any of those things. We often are carrying so much on our shoulders, we feel like there's nowhere to turn. And one of the things I'm starting to realize a lot more is that sometimes the things that I'm carrying, it's not my load to carry. I'm learning to know that asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of self-care and self-love, because there are things that we're not meant to carry. And so we need to let people know what we need. I'm also learning that leaning more into my faith, especially that part about praying and meditating constantly, is something that will help to alleviate the stress and the anxiety that can sometimes be overwhelming when you're dealing with any situation. That doesn't mean that it's going to resolve itself overnight. What I'm experiencing and what I'm seeing is that sometimes taking that time to really dig deep and rejoice, even in the space of grief or frustration or anger, sometimes it's going to shift your mood in so many different ways. You realize that what you're carrying isn't your load to carry. I'm realizing that I need to rely on God more. I'm realizing that I can ask friends and others for help, and those who can will. But keeping it to yourself is not going to help anyone, especially you. And giving thanks for everything, sometimes we can look around and say, I don't have anything to give thanks for, because we are so stuck in the situation that we're dealing with. And it's hard. I'm not going to say that it's easy. And sometimes what we're going to give thanks for may be the thing that's unexpected, something very simple. A mindset shift is not going to happen overnight, but it is going to happen in little stages, in little moments. Those moments when you pause and take a moment to reflect and think about, what am I happy for today? What is something that someone said to me that helped to lift me out of the situation that I was dealing with? What is something that I read that helped to build up my spirit? What is something that I ate that helped to give me energy? What is a space that I visited that helped to pour into me and make me feel better? Honestly, one of my favorite places that I never imagined I would be is spending time outdoors and walking in the woods. In every season, I've always found joy on really hard days. I would just go outside and I would walk and I would listen to the songs of nature. And whatever I was dealing with for that moment just disappeared. And whatever heaviness I felt on my shoulders or in my heart also disappeared. I hope you know that the season that you're in is temporary. You are an amazing and beautiful person. Whatever you're dealing with, you will go through it. I never want to say that you should get over it, because There's always going to be an ebb and flow, and we need to honor our emotions. But whatever season you're in, you will go through it, and you will get to the other side. And most important, you are deserving of peace and rest. And know that while seasons are going to change, there's beauty in honoring not only your emotions, but also knowing that you can always rejoice. You can always find ways to pray and meditate. And you can always find ways to give thanks. And sometimes whatever you're dealing with may disappear. I'm starting to realize that focusing on some of those simple principles makes life so much easier. So I hope that you find a moment to pour into yourself today. I hope that you find a moment to share whatever is on your heart with someone so that you don't have to carry whatever burden you've been carrying all week or all day. I hope that you'll find a space to just sit still and breathe. And remember that you are amazing. And I'm proud of you. We got this.